up? What's up, y'all? I know I am not the only one just noticing. I know for a fact I'm not. That the world is going absolutely crazy. Like, I asked my boyfriend yesterday, like, do you think it's real? Like, it's demons out here. Like, I feel like the stuff that's going on, it is real demons out here, okay? Every day I look on Facebook or social media, anything, somebody is dying. Like yesterday or the day before yesterday, I swear in like 30 minutes, it was like three, four people shot in different locations. Like, this is getting ridiculous. It's out of hand at this point. And what's crazy is a lot of these killings are coming from kids. It is kids killing kids. Like, the kids are the ones with the weapons. The kids are the murderers. Like, I don't. It's so sad out here, especially when you have boys that's coming up, because you cannot let them do things like you used to do. Like, I used to go walking with my friends and this and that. My child can't do that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we moved to our neighborhood some years ago, and when we moved to our neighborhood, all the kids were a young age. Like, I felt like all of them were gonna be able to grow up together. You know, got a prime together like back in the day. The people you grew up with is the people you hang with and stuff like that. But that is not the case because these kids didn't grow up and they breaking into cars. They doing like the absolute most at this point. And I just am praying that everybody finds God and do what they're supposed to do in life because the time is coming. The time's coming. My granny said all the time she ain't never saw kids pass away like they pass away now. It's really sad out here. And as adults, we have to be the examples. We cannot be out here reckless and fighting with people and cussing people out and out here shooting at people and beefing with people all the time and all of that stuff. Like, we have to show our kids that it is okay to walk away because the gun violence is real. Like, our parents taught us to fight. You feel what I'm saying? Fight. You don't sit there and let nobody bully you. At this time in life, bruh, you have to tell your kids to know how to walk away. If you can walk away from the situation, get away from the situation. Because ain't no fighting no more. People's not fighting, okay? They're shooting. Okay, and even if they do want to fight, if you whoop them, they gonna come back and jump you if they don't come to the fight with 100 people initially. You feel what I'm saying? Like, stuff is just too real out here. We got all these babies out here. They want to get out the house and do stuff. Like, I feel so bad for my son sometimes. Okay, he wants to go to the skating ring. He wants to go skating. Look at that, trying to bunch up. He wants to do all of his stuff that I used to get to do, but it's just not possible unless I can go with him. Like, if bullets start flying, I have to be able to get you out and see my child. He's a bigger boy. So people always mistake him as a little older for his age. And that scares me too because last thing I want is for some guys to approach my son with something that he's not ready for thinking that he's older. You feel what I'm saying? Like, these kids are really into stuff, and he ain't been brought up in the hood. None of it. So he just ain't. Don't get me wrong. My child's been exposed to certain things, but he just has not been exposed to all of it. So I can't drop him off somewhere where I know it's a bunch of kids that's into stuff and think I can just do that. That's not gonna happen. You feel what I'm saying? Unless I can go with you, I'll be in the corner like Charlie's Angels while my baby's at this party because it's just too dangerous nowadays. It's just too dangerous out here, period. It's too dangerous for me. At this point, I can't even go party loosely like I want to. You feel what I'm saying? I got a club I used to go to all the time. Love this club. Yes, it's in the middle of the hood, but I didn't have to worry about nothing at that club. No, I did not turn my foot on, okay? No, I did not. So I didn't have to worry about nothing at that club. It was 35 and up, so it was popping and it was calm, and wasn't a whole bunch of stupid stuff going on. Maybe a fight break out every now and then, normal stuff. But now the club is 30 and over, and they just put a 21 and over club next to it. So guess what happens right after that? A guy gets shot and killed walking out of the exit. Like, you can't do nothing. You see, I was talking about Miami yesterday. Miami, they shutting everything down. Like, spring break ain't even gonna be spring break. It's no point in wasting your money. They're about to make it hard for people to even come and ruin their state and be fighting and all of that because they're doing $100 parking. Okay, now $100 parking. Okay, a person can probably still do that. You feel me? But the DUI checks at almost every corner is crazy. Like, y'all gonna have to open up a whole new jail because it is Miami. You, who's not lit in Miami? That's the point of going. So this just, I don't know. It's so much going on. And then you see the man that sit there and drugged all the little girls at his daughter's sleepover. The little girl that was able to stay awake and call her mom said that he was in front of their face like this and picking up their hands and dropping them to see if they was awake. Like, you just cannot. That's sad. That's sad. Even if you're a pervert, you gonna do it with your daughter's friends? You gonna do your daughter like that? But I guess it don't matter. He's a pervert. You know what I'm saying? Like, his world is really, really sad. And it's just too much going on. And we have to find stuff for our kids to do. Like, summer's coming. And it's sad because, like, they've shut down so many pools in the city that I'm at, in the black communities, knowing that these kids need something to do. They need something to do. Y'all know that these kids are out here reckless and killing each other. And y'all gonna shut down all the pools? You gotta make it make sense. You gotta make it make sense. So now they really not gonna have nothing to do. Like, we saw that in my city. I don't know how it was in y'all city when COVID happened. But what? I don't know what happened in y'all city when COVID happened. I'll be up there in a second. But when school was out, bruh, like every day I looked on social media, these kids were battling. I'm talking about fighting, jumping each other, dragging each other. You feel what I'm saying? Like, really just out here doing the most. They didn't have nothing to do, so why would y'all shut down the pools? Now, the amusement park, at first kids was able to go there and have fun, but now they done tore up the amusement park fighting. So now they have to have a parent. And everybody's not going to be able to have a parent there. It's just all sad. It's just all very sad, and I feel like we gotta find stuff for our kids to do. There's Big Brother programs, there are summer programs. Take your child out of town, take them to the science center. I'm trying to expose my child to different things. Like, we don't always have to do the same thing. You feel what I'm saying? Go have a picnic with them in the park. I don't know, expose them to different things, because this is my thing that I've had to try to stress to my little cousins that did grow up in the hood, okay? You are not just out for football and basketball and you can't do nothing else. Like, there is literally a whole world outside of the hood, and I feel like a lot of kids don't understand that. There's a lot of grown people that are in the hood that still don't understand that there's a whole world outside of that. Like, there is so many things you can do. There is so many sports. I told my son that the highest paid sport is baseball. They make more than basketball players. He was shocked. He was shocked. He didn't know this, but people aren't telling our black boys to, you can go for baseball too. You feel what I'm saying? Like, telling the little girls you can go for ice skating too. You don't have to just do this. So I feel like, I don't know, if you have the information and the knowledge and you're able to pass it on, because these kids need it. And sometimes parents are not always as knowledgeable. But over the years, us as black people, we are evolving. And we are learning more, like about credit. I made that video about credit, and so many people were saying that they didn't know those things. But the black community is not exposed to certain things. You feel what I'm saying? They're late with certain things. So a lot of us was not taught properly as far as credit. We think we have to go get these high car payments and stuff to build our credit. No, you can go get a little limp that you can pay off in 5, 6 payments and build your credit that way. You once your child is a certain age, you can add them to your credit card and do it that way. You know what I'm saying? Build their credit while you're building yours. Like I listened to a man, he was Caucasian of course, talking about how he's leaving his kids hundreds of thousands of dollars and he's doing it through life insurance. Literally just has good life insurance policies. He's leaving his kids a couple $100,000 a piece just from making a payment every month. And life insurance is not expensive, but a lot of people are not exposed to this information. So when I get it, I try to pass it on, okay? Like recently, because I found out that you can add your child to your credit card, I talked to my mom about it. I had her add me. She added me to her credit card. Credit just started going up. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's really that simple. Like people are really, we can really create generational wealth out here. Like it's an insurance company based out of New York, a life insurance company where if you don't smoke and things like that, they send their people out to draw your blood to make sure that you don't smoke, to make sure you don't have certain sicknesses. You can get up to 500,000 in life insurance, literally. And see, a lot of people don't know, even with life insurance, you can have life insurance, but you can have IULs as well. So IULs is something that I learned about. So say that your life insurance is 100,000. Okay, you can add IULs that are worth 25,000, 45,000, 35,000, whichever one you choose, and basically they expire after a certain amount of years. So say you get you an IUL to bump your life insurance to 125,000. You're gonna be making your payments, and after a certain amount of time, that IUL is gonna expire. Well, when that IUL expires, that 25,000 transfers over to your life insurance. Okay. And not only that, you can borrow from IULs if there's an emergency or hard times or whatever after a certain amount of years. So it's really good to have this knowledge and information. You can also have multiple IULs. Okay, you can go from your life insurance be 100,000, add $325, $25,000 life in IULs, and now your life insurance is 175,000. And funerals are not that much. Like cremation is a lot cheaper. They told me that I asked the life insurance lady how much a funeral is. She told me about 30 to she said 30,000 is an expensive funeral. So that lets me know that you really can leave your kids plenty of money. But this is the thing about all of that. You need to have all of that in a will and have all of that set up a certain way. Like me personally, I'm setting my stuff up to where my kids will get monthly checks. They will get monthly checks. And the reason I'm setting that up is because we don't know when we're going to go. And I see people get 50, 60, 70,000 from life insurance when their parents go out of town and they run through it. They run through it. Now you don't even have a parent to call on and you don't have that extra cushion. So I just feel like if my life insurance is going to be hundreds of thousands, I need to be able to help you out. You feel what I'm saying? Even if I'm not hurt. So you work your little job and you get your little 3,000 a month from the life insurance. You feel what I'm saying? It's gonna help you take care of your family, help you pay mortgage, help you pay for car. It's gonna help with something if I'm not hurt. You feel what I'm saying? Another thing that I learned about is the money in your bank account, they don't automatically have to give that to your children. Your house, they don't automatically have to pass that down to your children. The bank can take all of that and do what they want with it. That's why you have to have a will. You want it to specifically say that this money goes here, this money goes here, and this is how I want it to go out. Period. Because they would do what they want with your stuff. They've been to build the stadium with the money they just sold your house for. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you have to know this knowledge out here. And a lot of people don't. And it's really sad. And it's a lot of people in the black community. I'm not gonna just put us in a box and say it's only the black community because it's not. But it's a lot of us that do not have that knowledge. Like I feel like I got that knowledge late. So now I'm going back and teaching my older siblings that were not able to teach us that knowledge because we all need to know these things. You feel what I'm saying? If you couldn't help your kids, help your grandkids. Type stuff. So, this baby hairs is long. I'm gonna have to cut them. I'm gonna have to cut them. So that's just some stuff that I have learned over the years. But how are y'all doing today? Okay, I am really enjoying watching my YouTube channel grow. I'm really enjoying it. I usually do not go live, but I'm like, why not? I usually don't go live on my other social medias neither, but my watch hours are increasing. And you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all something. The reason my watch hours are increasing is because consistency. Like with YouTube, you have to have consistency, baby. I remember you can get a whole bunch of views, but if you stop posting on YouTube for some days and some weeks, them views go right back down. You gotta work hard to get them back up. So, I just been staying consistent. Now I'm doing live, different stuff. I am about to upload my website onto YouTube. So this is part of my hairline. This is 24-inch loose wave hair. Now the reason I usually do body wave, but let me tell you, this hair, I don't have to curl it or anything. Like it looks like I did a bunch of wine curls and they fell. I don't have to do any of that to this hair, okay? When you get the bundles, it comes in like a spiral. When you pull them out, them curls just bounce, baby, okay? They bounce and they turn into this deep wave. So I don't really like every day, I don't have to do anything to my hair. I brush it. I might put a little product. I actually have too much product in it right now. I put a little product maybe, but the hair don't even need product, baby. You put a little silk infusion oil in there, a little dime size, and rub it in, and really you're good. Like it's nice and full. Now this is a 6x6 lace closure. So when my closure goes from here to here, and it stops right here. That is a big closure. And I have 3 bundles. So my closure is 14 inches. Then I have my closure is 14. Then I have an 18, 22, and a 24-inch loose wave bundle in. This is 100% virgin hair. I usually go for my raw Indian hair, but I'm cool with this. I'll probably go back to my raw Indian next. But yes, I sell all textures. I have kinky straight, body wave, loose deep wave, kinky curly, straight, loose wave. I hope I'm not messing up that water wave. I knew I was missing something. Y'all gotta see that kinky straight hair. When I tell you it's big and natural looking, beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Look at this. And I did not curl it. What do you mean? Like, all I gotta do is tease it out a little bit because I like big hair. So I tease this out a little bit. I'm not gonna actually tease my weave because that's definitely gonna tangle it. But just fluff it and go about my business as long as my closure's laid. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. But yeah, find your babies to do something this summer. Do some stuff with them. Talk to your babies. Watch who they are friends with. Watch who they are around because it's just getting too real out here. Kids are dying every single day. They're killing each other. These kids are angry. Okay, these kids are angry and sad because they don't care about the consequences of what's going to happen to the other person or what's going to happen to them. Let's keep it real. At the end of the day, when you take somebody's life, you are killing yourself too. You are taking your life and your freedom, and you got to go through a whole lot of stuff as well. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't even understand the aspect of taking somebody's life like they're never coming back. What happened to second chances? What happened to make mistakes and maybe beefing with a person, fighting it out and talking it out and figuring it out? What happened to that? It ain't none of that. These kids is just bow and they gone. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And I can't even say it's just the kids. A girl just got shot in the face on live the other day by another grown woman. It's grown women doing this too. Every day. Like, who got time? Not me or my kids. Like, really, you have to keep your kids close. And you have to make sure they're on the right track and they can't hang with certain people. My son gets mad because he can't hang with certain people. He can't walk around the neighborhood out of town with groups of friends and all of that. But it's because it's too much going on in the world. I'm not bad. I don't want one of them phone calls. I don't want that stress. I don't want to deal with that. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to have to wonder. So at the age my son is, I am teaching him how to jump off the porch correctly, how to get out here in these streets correctly. Not the streets, but you know what I mean. How to stay away from the bad parts of the streets. You can be out in the world, but stay away from that part. Stay away from people that's doing this and that. A lot of kids are followers out here. A lot of kids want love and acceptance, and these people that they hanging with got them doing stuff and killing people for each other and all of this stuff, and it's not getting them nowhere. Our little cousin is sitting in jail right now. They could probably have about 60 friends that would be in his music videos before he went in. Where they at now? They not there, and you have to teach your kids that. No, the same people that you writing for, they not going to ride for you the same. They not going to tell on themselves so they can go to jail with you and sit down. They not going to do that. You feel what I'm saying? They not going to say, oh, all those drugs are mine, officer. Take me to jail so he can assure his future. They're not going to do that. Like, the love is lost once they get to talking. You feel what I'm saying? So I just feel like with these boys, we have to teach them a lot. With these girls, we have to teach them a lot as well, because the fact that these boys are into so much, your daughters and our nieces and our little cousins that are females are hanging with these boys. So they ending up in the crossfire too. You have to watch who you hang with. If they into certain stuff, you just don't need to be around them. You know, and every kid's not going to go to college. Every kid is not gonna stay in college for 4 or 5 years. You know, we always have that dream of a child's gonna go to college and they're gonna graduate and they're gonna buy them a big house and then they're gonna get married and have a family. Well, life don't always go that way. You feel what I'm saying? Life don't always go that way. We have to prepare our kids for life to go any type of way. We never know what their destination is, but we have to make sure they're able to get to their destination. A lot of kids are not even making it to their destination. They dying before they even step their foot off the porch. Like, it's sad out here. You see grown women out here fighting and beefing on live. I see it all the time on social media in my city. These girls is out here tussling. Their kids is outside watching. So they kids get older and do the same thing. Like, literally right now, you cannot beef with people. You cannot beef with people, male or female. I don't care if you can fight, can't fight, if what. People are literally shooting. People's first thought is not to communicate, not to just stay away from the situation. People are taking it farther and farther and farther and farther. It is a lot of people that are not in tune with their emotions in this world, period. I don't know if I did a story time on this or what, but this is how crazy people are. I was at the gas station one day. A grown man. Now, this man looked like he was probably about in his 40s, middle of the 40s, something like that. So I'm sitting there. I look at him. He looks at me. He's looking at me like he want to talk to me. So my initial face is, you feel what I'm saying? Are you looking at me crazy? Are you looking at me crazy? When I tell you I hopped up and back in my car so quick, like, people are crazy. This is a grown man. Dude looked like he wanted to fight me. Dude looked like he wanted to fight me. Like, you have to really be aware and teach your kids. And then the human trafficking stuff is getting worse and worse. I feel like in the black community, kids are not taught about human trafficking. It's really people out here that are selling children, that are selling grown women. Most of all, our children. They just busted a house not too far from the city that I live in, where they had found like 30 kids that had been stuck in the house by a trafficker. Like, kids are worth a lot of money, and it's hurtful to even talk about stuff like that, because it shouldn't even be something that's actually happening in the world, but it is, and we have to make our babies aware. There are really pimps out here. This stuff's not on TV, just on TV. There's really kids, men that will act like they like your daughters and then go pimp them out. And now they trapped in a whole nother world they cannot get out of. You feel what I'm saying? So we have to really talk to our kids about every single thing that is going on in the world. It's a lot of good people, like I tell my kids, but it's a lot of bad people too. It's a lot of bad people too, and it's a lot of people that you have to watch out her. You feel what I'm saying? You gotta watch them. It is what it is. But I'm not sure if I'm going to cut these baby hairs or not. Forget that. How about they just found out a man? I don't even know how the police ended up at this man's house, okay? But the police went to the man's house because they was finding they was suspicious about some things and whoop de whoop all of this. They found human skulls in this man's house. They said it was about 50, 60 skulls in this man's house. Like, are you serious? I don't know what's going on with the world, honey. I feel like I should cut this baby hair, but I'm just not sure because I switch my parts so much. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. But yeah, just be aware and talk to your kids and make sure they know what's up. Make sure they know what's going on out here. Make sure they know how to move. If your kids is like my kid, my child is very, very sheltered. And by him being sheltered, I have to prepare him for the world because the world is not going to shelter him like I am. You feel what I'm saying? But I just thought I'd go live today. I just thought I'd go live today and give y'all just some knowledge about this world and what we need to do with our kids. At this point, we are trying to save our kids. We are trying to save our kids from the world and all the bad stuff in it. And we can do so if we actually use our mind and take our time. You feel what I'm saying? But I love y'all.